Hello, and welcome to Step Up AT's videos on effective teaching practices for using assistive technology. In this video, we will discuss how using visual symbols can help increase desired behaviors. This video is just one of many videos we have on evidence-based teaching practices, so be sure to check those out as well. As caregivers, we know and understand that every once in a while, a child might display behaviors that are not desired. This may include tantrums, blurting out during a quiet activity, being unable to follow transitions with the rest of the classroom, or not using materials properly, just to name a few. There is always a motive behind the behaviors. Whatever they may be, there are ways caregivers can facilitate a child's appropriate behavior at home and at school.
Thank you.
One way to increase desired behaviors is by using visual cues or symbols.
Kids, over here.
When we visually present rules and expectations, we help increase the comprehension of what the child is being asked to do. Sometimes concepts such as sitting quiet or eyes on teacher can be abstract, but when paired with a visual, a child is able to make a better connection of what is expected of him or her.
You brought eyes on teacher. Thank you.
Visuals can also help in modeling for the child what is expected, and using visuals becomes as common as verbal requests. For example, during circle time, a teacher may show a visual symbol for sitting down to remind a child who is constantly standing up and roaming around that it is time to sit for a group activity.
We're sitting. Yes, we're sitting.
Let's look at an example of how visual symbols can help a child during small group time.
We're going to do the playground.
Let's follow the SET framework to ensure that it is the appropriate fit. We have Julian, who is a child with autism and ADHD. He loves reading time, playing outside, and being with his teacher. Sometimes, though, Julian gets distracted and wants to engage in other activities rather than the one he is supposed to be doing. He usually has trouble during small group instruction. This is right before the playground, so we suspect he is antsy to go outside.
You have to sit down.
The teacher has determined that during this time, she would like Julian to sit in his chair with his small group for at least 80% of the time and complete the worksheet or activity done at this time. After discussing this with the teacher aide and his mom, they have determined that a first-then board would be appropriate for Julian.
First, we have to do our small group work. We have to do our worksheet. But when you're finished, then
The teacher creates a first-then board to show him that first they must complete their small group work, then he can go to the playground.
we have one for
Since then, they have been working with the first-then board for over 3 weeks. Julian is starting to get the hang of it. Before they start small groups, the teacher presents the board to Julian and asks him, "First we will," and he usually points.
Ready? Look, first, you're going to do your small group activity, and then we're going to go to the... Yeah, very nice.
The teacher then verbally prompts with, "Then we go to," and he points at the playground.
Yes, nice job.
This reminds Julian that as long as he sits with his group and completes the work, he will be able to go outside. The first-then board didn't work the first time it was presented to Julian, but rather the teacher had to be consistent in its use and continually model the desired behavior to reinforce the meaning of the first-then board. This is how AT usually works. Through constant exposure and modeling, the child begins to grasp the concept of the desired behavior. As adults, we have visual symbols all around us too, on stoplights, warning labels, cues in our homes to tell us when something is working or not. Just as we need visuals and reminders of what to do and not to do, so do small children. Some children are able to follow instructions when given verbally, but many children benefit from having those verbal instructions paired with visual cues or symbols to increase their comprehension.
Listen with our ears. Listen.
With patience and thoughtful instruction, children can increase desired behaviors in the classroom and at home using those simple pictures. Here at Step Up AT, we love to use lessonpics.com as well as other free resources to create our visual symbols. Check those out on our website at stepupat.org. Thank you for watching.